Thank you, Maharaji. So, starting again, somehow, fortuitously, auspiciously, due to praticya samutpada, interdependent origination, the ancient Buddhist doctrine of all things interconnected, interdependent. You happen to mention have a good, what did you say? Have a beautiful day. And here on Chad's desk is a picture of no less than, I didn't recognize who it is. Mr. Rogers with His Holiness the Dalai Lama, a framed photo. The very originator of the, I don't know, could we call it a meme? Whatever it is, the pith instruction, the saying, the sign out of his long-running show and career. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. I think that's what you said, Dory. That's Mr. Rogers with the Dalai Lama. You're shaking your head, so if you try to communicate anything to me, I take that as a signal, but I'm not sure it is. I take that as a signal.
Okay, you're still echoing. Okay, you're still. Yep.
Oh no.
Dory, you have to mute yourself.
Nobody likes to mute themselves. Well, I don't hear me echoing. Are you echoing, Dory? Okay, I'm just going to go on. That's Mr. Rogers with the Dalai Lama. So it is a beautiful day in the neighborhood. And what neighborhood are we in? I mean, how do we think? Is it our voting district, or, our place in the world, or this Earth's place in the solar system, or in the cosmos, or in ourselves, or on our seat? Are we even on our seat? Or do we live at a certain distance from our body most of the time? Or at best in our head? At least that's part of our body, I've heard. I wouldn't know. You'd have to feel things to know that. Anyway, it is a beautiful day in the neighborhood, and I'm glad to be here and to get together in this peaceful and beautiful way, feeling what we feel this week. I know Veterans Day is tomorrow. That's something to think about. There's other things going on here in current events. I'm not going to dwell on them. We all know what's going on in the war world, in the political world, in the election cycle, with wildfires in parts of the country. If it's not fire, it's ice, as T.S. Eliot said. Anyway, just appreciating that we can get together like this in love, in the heart, and spread the love. Spread the love. I know last week the Metta man, Eddie Haubin, was leading. Spread the love. Metta, friendliness, openness, wishing well for others, loving kindness. Metta, wishing well for others. WOW is the acronym I made up. WOW. That's the practice, wishing well for others. Not just praying to someone else to give us loving kindness or to grant us a boon of loving kindness, cultivating it, wishing well for others. That's what the practice is of metta bhavana, cultivating altruism, well-wishing for others. It's a little different than compassion. We've talked about and studied this before, so I'm not going to belabor the point. You can look it up. And all four of the cardinal virtues of Buddhism, the four Brahma Viharas: loving kindness, compassion, joy, and equal to all, so-called equanimity, impartiality, equal to all. The four divine abodes, the four heartitudes, as I call it, the four Brahma Viharas. So let's have a moment of silence. If wishing well for others keeps coming up, don't suppress it. A moment in the still center of the turning wheel of this cosmos, the eye of the hurricane. Balanced, centered, on the spot, on the dot, in your seat. Just sitting, just breathing, just being with a capital B. Aware with a capital A plus. That's it. Good. Imaho, way to go. Thank you. Sitting with all beings together. Awakening together. Imaho. Releasing, relaxing, decontracting, breathing out, emptying oneself. The less of me, more room for thee, O Lord, as the Christians sing. Less of me, more room for thee, O Lord, Buddha, Bhagavan Buddha, as they call him in India. Letting go, letting come and go, letting be. That's the essence. Profound, non-dual awareness practice, meditation. Beyond meditation. Prayer, beyond prayer, and someone to pray to or something to pray for. Imaho. Letting go, come and go, letting be. As is. That's the Dzogchen slogan. You can take it home, take it to the bank. Gold standard. As it is. Leave it as it is, and rest the weary heart and mind. Just being as is. And the natural great completeness, the great connection of things left just as they are. Imaho. Wondrous. Thank you. Spread the love. Chanting 3 times, the easy to memorize, user-friendly Dzogchen mantra. With a big in-breath and exhaling. Letting go totally, emptying yourself. Turning inside out like a bubble turned inside out in the sea. May the Tao be with you. There's no try, only be. As the Buddha said, or maybe it was Yoda. And again, inhaling deeply. I can't hear you. That's better, Leslie. The happy mantra. And one more last time. That was just warming up to practice. I was practice warming up. Don't worry about how it sounds. No one's listening. It's a Buddhist prayer. Shattering, dissolving, merging, beyond words, going gaga, say for Dr. Das, forget about meditating, just being, as is, in the bigger picture, the great connection is up, Jennifer, Mahamudra, divine mind, yes. The big yes with 3 S's, yes. Not 2 S's, God no. 3 S's, yes. Is the first letter of the Sanskrit and Tibetan alphabet, just like A is the first letter of whatever we call ours, Roman numerals, whatever it is, alphabet. ABCs. The seed syllable of the throat chakra, seed syllable of the Dharma, like the acorn contains all the oak trees and all the evolutionary biology and genealogy and all ologies. It's better to know how to swim than just studying swimology, as Goenkaji used to say. Why study Dharma when you can be Dharmic and live the Dharma way in everyday life? Whereas Trungpa said, why study books so much? It's like dancing on books. What good is that? Unless you're getting paid to do it. Like academics, perhaps. I can't remember any other letters, syllables, or words, so that's what we got today. The big the Wizard of Oz. Well, that would take us somewhere. The Great Way. The yellow brick road. No pot of rain. No pot of gold at the end, because it's a circle. Being there while getting there every step of the way, not waiting. For pie in the sky. Wizards of Oz. Not just a little man behind the curtain, just trying to get home like the rest of us. Being here, being there while getting there. Imho. That brings together the absolute and the relative truths of Mahayana Buddhism, the great void and meticulous, karmically intelligent, responsible, unselfish action. In the big picture, nothing matters as much as we think it does, and yet every mind moment, every thought, word, deed, feeling, intention counts. That's what makes the world go round, karma. Like the Fletcher straightens out the arrow, like the arrow maker stretches out They're arrows. The yogi balances and straightens out their heart mind for further uses, not just to be straight, square, or hard and sharp. For flight. Dzogchen is like Zen archery. Look it up. There's a Buddhist classic. Something about it's hard to think now. Zen archery. Look at the art of Zen archery. Look it up. Flight. Flying without a goal. Archery without a target. It's all in the breath, the posture, the stance, the view itself. Sitting Buddha, sitting meditation, as Suzuki Roshi says. Nothing more to do, figure out, or achieve, nowhere to go, nothing to become. This is it. Sit or get off the pot, folks. This is it. What a relief to have arrived at last in the natural great confection. How sweet it is. The original great connection, the source. What should we call it? The fundament, the groundless ground of being. Tathagata Garbha, the Buddha-ness, our Buddha nature. The inner light, the divine. The soul, the only, the singularity. The one, beyond oneness or noneness. Focus a little more on the out breath than the in breath. As Buddhist pioneer Chogyam Trungpa just said, 40% or 50% on the out breath, and the rest just panoramic awareness. Not really concentrating, just awareness, aware of itself, awareness, aware of awareness, and non-dual, uncompartmentalized, non-object related, non-dual, wholeness and completeness. The singularity, Rigpa, Buddha mind, the divine mind, beyond God, as Master Eckhart said, that's my God. Look it up. I pray to the God beyond God, the greatest Christian mystic said. That's where all the targetless arrows meet or fly. Just being. The Ents, as Kant called it, the essence, just being. With a capital B plus. Naked, unfabricated awareness, innate wakefulness, awareness as it is with an A plus. See? Seeing, just seeing is freeing, not thinking about it or labeling it. This breath, only breath, this moment, only moment. These are the pith instructions of the Dzogchen whispered oral secret lineage teachings. Hard to find in books. Nowness awareness is the organic, innate, unfabricated Buddha within, as Tujum Rinpoche sang. Nowness awareness. Pure presence with a capital P, as Namkhai Nobu Rinpoche translates it. Just being present and wakeful, attentive. That's the pearl beyond price. Open, relaxed, natural, yet incandescently present and accountable, aware, conscious rather than semi-consciously sleepwalking in our waking trance most of the time, having all kinds of accidents through mindlessness, through heedlessness. Thus, mindfulness, not mindfulness, is the Buddhist way and slogan. Good for oneself, good for the environment and the world and society, good for all. The mindful life, rather than the unconsidered life. Natural meditation, called in Tibetan non-meditation, or beyond meditation, Whereas the Rinpoche, one of his classic Dzogchen texts is called Buddhahood without meditation. You don't hear that every day. Just sitting, just breathing, just being as is, as you already are, here and now. The only place one can ever be. Even remembering the past is now, this awareness, remembering and thinking. Fantasizing about the future is happening now, not in the future. Present and future are just related to present awareness. It's all that fourth completeness. Like the sacred third I, thou, and we, moving from me to we. Being so present, we're not even thinking about being present, trying to be present. Nowness awareness, the naked, organic, unfabricated Buddha within, as the master sang. Cultivating that, resting in that, trusting in that, that's the view. That's the perspective. That's the Weltan Chong, the world view. That's the bigger picture. That's where we're coming from. That's the view of Dzogchen. The natural great perfection or the natural great connection. That's the view of Mahamudra, the big picture, the ultimate stance, the cosmic perspective, Mahamudra. Not little hand gestures and mudras. Maha, beyond big and small, the cosmic mudra, the ultimate gesture of Rigpa, Buddha mind, awareness with a capital A plus. Gesture of awareness, as Charles Janot used to call it. Buddhist teacher of Switzerland. Eyes open, ears open, nose open. Oh, it already is. You don't have to do anything. Mouth open. Oh, it always is. At least for some of us, no problem. Heart open, mind open, inclusive, at ease, relaxed, non-aggressive, and not giving into desires or attraction either, just equanimous, equal to all, enjoying everything as it is, the Sambhogakaya, the bliss body of things as they is, nothing more to add, nothing to subtract, as some people call it. Enjoying everything, as His Holiness Gyalwang Drukpa, the Dragon Master, says. That's the Sambhogakaya. It doesn't mean smiling constantly like a silly Pollyanna New Ager. Just appreciating it as it is. Even shit has its place in the world. Where would we be without it? We'd be full of it. Even assholes have its place. Where would we be without it? We'd be stuck up. We'd be full of it. Appreciating everything as it is. Beyond attraction and aversion, desire and anger, aggression. The incandescent lucidity of awareness itself. The living spirit. Not just animals trying to edify and awaken, be more spiritual. We're like spirits trying to learn how to live embodied in this nitty-gritty body, in this nitty-gritty world, in this endangered environment. Not to mention endangered human species and society. What did Jon Stewart say the other night? I love stand-up comedians. I didn't realize it, but I think that's what I've been doing for 40 years, at least in my public role. He has a good shoulder on his head. Jon Stewart, The Daily Show, that's kind of a be here now thing, I guess. Let's make it that. Work like hell to move the world to the place that we prefer it to be. That's the other side of leaving it as it is. Sacred activism. Why suppress our wish to change the world ourselves for the better? That's natural too. And to protect and nurture and nourish and flourish the youngers and the smallers and the weak and the ill and all really in mutual reciprocity. That's the living spirit. That's love, not just lust and like. Mutual reciprocity, naturally treating others as we would have our beloved child be treated. The golden rule, or the Vajra rule, the diamond rule, seeing the light in everyone and everything. The Buddha, the Jesus, the divine in everyone and everything, as 'tis taught. Thus have I heard, as Buddhist teachers have been saying for 2,600 years. With my third year, that helps. I added that in, don't quote me. Listen better, open the third year of genuine listening and see. That's vision. That's not just concentration, sharpening the pencil. Pencil needs to be used after it's focused and sharpened. Otherwise, what's it for? The whole purpose of life is to write. Understand by that? You can quote me. Oh, I love it. Thank God for the Dharma, as I always say. See, one can do this all day. You don't have to sit there and try not to move and not to think. Break it up a little. Like a waterfall falling from rock to rock and being even more aerated and splendiferous and bubbling and joyously and purifying the waterfall of thoughts, not just drowning in it until it just flows like a stream and then gently in the alluvial plain mingles with the sea. H2O mingling with H2O from which it's never been different or apart. And rising is mist, returning is rain, and going through the same cycle again. That's our life, that's our breath. Even the thought process, the waterfall, or the, as I call it, the perpetual motion machine, the popcorn machine of the mind. That's fine, just you don't have to butter it up and salt it so much. Just let it pop and drop. That's the Mahamudra teaching of the three great droppings. Rangbab Sum is Kala Rinpoche taught. Dropping, letting go of the body and the sensations, and just for the moment in meditation, letting go of the energy and the breath and the thoughts and all, and then letting go even of letting go of meditation, of goals and ideas. Rangbab Sum, the three great plops or drops, and let everything settle like snowflakes settling back into the lake or the sea. Just beyond mutual reciprocity, just cosmic interactivity and interdependence. That's the Buddha's teaching. Interdependent origination, we're all interconnected. We all rise and fall, sink or swim together. Ain't that the truth? Thank you, Lord Buddha. Awakened one, and all the timeless yet timely wisdom traditions that we have available to us today in the over information age. Let's be discriminating about what we take in and what we put out. Perhaps you remember that one of the 60 slogans I liked was supposedly from Jesus, but it may have been from an apocryphal gospel, like Gospel of Thomas, Gospel of Aquarian, Gospel, who knows. It sounded right, I resonated with it, I still remember it. all these decades later. It's not what goeth into a person's mouth that defileth a person. It's what cometh out. So wise speeches. Step through on the Eightfold Path. I fudged the number. You can look it up. Speech that harmonizes rather than divisors. Multiply. Don't subtract and divide necessarily. Oh, Mani Padme Hum Hari. Oh, Mani Padme Hum Hari. Oh, Mani Padme Hum Hari. Oh, Mani Padme Hum. Oh, Mani Padme Hum. Oh, Mani Padme Hum. Oh, Mani Padme Hum Hari. Oh, Mani Padme Hum Hari. Oh, Mani Padme Hum Hari. Oh, Mani Padme Hum. Oh, Mommy, pray me home. Oh, Mani Padme Hum. Oh, look, there it is. Mantra number 3. If it rhymes, it must be dharmically. Oh, Mani Padme Hum. Oh, Mani Padme Hum. May all beings be free and happy. Oh, Mani Padme Hum. Oh, Mani Padme Hum. He. Oh, Mani Padme Hum. Oh, Mani Padme Hum. Mani Padme Hum. Mani Padme Hum. Oh, Mani Padme Hum. Oh, Mani Padme Hum. Oh, Mani Padme Hum. May all beings be free, fulfilled, happy. Sarva Mangalam, as Buddha called it. May all beings be well and content. Oh, Mani Padme Hum. Oh, Mani Padme Hum. Sarva Mangali. Oh, Mani Padme Hum. Come and see, help yourself, come and see. Oh, Mani Padme Hum. Oh, Mani Padme Hum. Help yourself and others, all connected to you, to we, from me to we. Oh, Mani Padme Hum. From meditation to meditation. Oh, Mani Padme Hum. We. Oh, Mani Padme Hum. Oh, Mani Padme Hum. Associating freely, letting it go, letting it be, let the music out, don't inhibit yourself. Dancing as if no one's watching. Somebody said, probably Buddha, oh, Mani Padme Hum. Oh, Mani Padme Hum. Or some other wise sage, oh, Mani Padme Hum. Oh, Mani Padme Hum. Oh, Mani Padme Hum. Oh, Mani Padme Hum. The needle seems to be stuck in the wax groove. Oh, Mani Padme Hum. Oh, Mani Padme Hum. Going round and round on the record like the wheel of samsara. Oh, Mani Padme Hum. Mani Padme Hum. Mani Padme Hum. Till it wears out and wears right through. Oh, Mani Padme Hum. Mani Padme Hum. Oh, 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 Mani Padme Hum. There's many tunes to this, the national mantra of Tibet, the Dalai Lama's mantra, the mantra of loving kindness and compassion and joy. Om Mani Padme Hum, the famous 6-syllable mantra of Tibet. Om Mani Padme Hum, the jewel in the lotus. Om Mani Padme Hum. In the beginning was the Om, without that, nothing. Om Mani Padme Hum, Om, Om. May all beings everywhere with whom we are inseparably interconnected and who want and need the same as we do, may all be awakened, liberated, healed, fulfilled, and free May there be peace in this agitated, violent world, and an end to war, greed, meanness, injustice, oppression, stupidity. And may we all together complete this glorious, altogether complete this spiritual journey all the way home. Being there while getting there every single step of the way, not waiting. Yet, like the Bodhisattvas, doing everything we can for a better world, and to be better people, alleviate suffering, refine the spirit for a better world and society and environment to be possible. Imaho. Way to go. Let's go. Yes, thank you. Hallelujah. Swaha. Eureka. Amen. Wow, wishing others well. Metta, Maitri in Sanskrit. The Buddha to come, Maitri. As the late great Buddhist master from Vietnam incisively said, the Buddha of the future, the Buddha that's coming, according to ancient scriptures, Maitreya, Maitri, Metta, loving kindness. The Buddha has come, the Buddha of love who's coming, the next Buddha, is the Sangha. How much more democratic or inclusive or equal to all can one be? That's the mind of the master. You can meet it right in that hyperleap, that visionary statement saying, the Buddha to come is the Sangha. So let's get it together, folks. This is not news. This is ancient yet timely wisdom. It says somewhere in a good book, let's usher in the kingdom of heaven. Those with eyes to see the kingdom of heaven here and now. They're not waiting. Well, that implies the Messiah is the congregation, ushering in the kingdom of heaven, not waiting for some celebrity, some egotist to come and take over or push everybody in some direction. Anyway, spread the love, wishing others well, the loving kindness, and be well, including loving oneself. There's a lot of practice and work and consideration and reflection to do there, I'm sure, for most, if not all of us. And loving ourselves as we are and accepting ourselves as each other as we are, not just as we aspire and work and try, self-growthfully to be. Both, not just either. Tomorrow is Veterans Day. I don't know what to say about that. For the armed services, to bring up what it's really about service, protecting, serving the people, the country, not making war, but making peace, having solid boundaries. And I'm not talking about Canada or Mexico boundaries, just like psychologically having healthy boundaries. It's very important for all our relations and for each of us individually. Service, in Sanskrit, seva. There's a whole yoga, path to God, path to union, path to oneness called seva yoga, karma yoga. Seva, service in Sanskrit, defined as serving God by serving humanity, or in a more non-theistic way, I'm going to translate it as serving the highest by serving the lowest and everyone, without distinction. So it's a good day to think about these things and to bow to and respect those who serve. I'm not an expert in this. I was never in this life, at least in the military. Thank God. I was in college during the draft, etc. But as my father said, thank God you got a high number when the draft lottery started. I know you were not going to come back to India, and we didn't want to lose you forever. It's like, can't come back to this country. Oh my God. And war's still going on, not just a few that we know about, but in 40 countries today, as usual, has been going for a while, a long time. Let's be peace and become peace. Thich Nhat Hanh says, there is no way to peace. Peace is the way. Making peace, being peace, inner peace, outer peace, relational peace. Non-aggressive, non-violent communication. So many ways to be peace. There is no way to love. Loving is the way. Love doesn't come from outside, friends. It comes from loving. So don't just spread the love. Be loving. Be love. So it's good to respect those who serve. Even the police cars, I see something like it says "Be here now" or whatever it says. Love, serve, remember, or to serve and to protect. And that's important. Not just to pay lip service to it, also. Whatever we may think about the complicated issues of law enforcement, of the law and its impartiality or lack of, and so on. But tomorrow's Veterans Day, to take a beat, to spend a moment respecting those who serve us, who protect us, not just in the military, believe me. So many ways to serve. Yes, surfing. Also very important part of the path for many of us. At least riding the waves, and not just of the water. Keeping our balance, riding the waves, not drowning, even enjoying it, of life. I've been seeing some interesting things in the media and in where I go is like books and things, but I know they must be on podcasts and other ways that you imbibe information, literature, story, history, and creative developments today. So keep your eyes peeled. Like stories of some of the celebrities we know, what their parents or grandparents did in World War II. Very interesting. Some of them saved hundreds of Jews or airlifted children to England, things like that, unknown stories. One of my heroes is Dietrich Bonhoeffer. There's a movie about him these days called White Lotus, I think. Maybe that's the TV show. Look it up, Dietrich Bonhoeffer, who the Nazis killed, a Christian priest who sacrificed himself for the people in the concentration camps. Very inspiring. Christ-like figure in World War II. Anyway, there's a lot to think about. Jesus or Buddha, somebody said, a person there's no love greater than to give one's life to save another. So we bodhisattvas, we dedicate this life and all lives to serving the enlightenment, the benefit of all beings, not just human beings, not just our friends, not just Buddhists, not just us in the dreaded us-them conspiracy, always us-them, cursing the other, whatever form they take or it takes. The unwanted is also the other. As Pema Chodron, Lama Pema Chodron, a woman teacher, American always says, Buddha said, there's no unequivocal good or bad, there's only the wanted and the unwanted. That's a pretty steep standard. So maybe we're going to end here. I see that my computer's running out of juice, even though it's plugged in. But I want to interpret that saying and say perhaps we could think not just life is a dream. Buddha says it's like a dream, but everything is subjective. Nothing matters as much as we might think it does in the moment. There may be exceptions, but in general, nothing matters as much as we think it is in the moment due to our own attachments or beliefs, limiting beliefs or habits and karmic conditioning. So thank you all and love to you all.